Hello everyone, and welcome back to another trip to the Purveyor in Fallout 76. Today, we're going to spend 1,000 Scrip on 3-star ranged legendary weapons. We'll see if Mama Mumbles is in a good mood or if she has decided to take her aggressions out on us. As always, if you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and if you want to make sure you don't miss any notifications when my content goes live, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at FistyMcRib. All right, enough chit-chat. Let's get into it. Let's see what our first roll is today. Come on, Mama Mumbles, what do you got for me? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Give me something good. Ooh, she did give me something good. Okay. So we've got an instigating railway rifle with VATS critical shots doing 50% more damage and 25% less VATS AP cost. So, instigating a few months ago was hit with the nerf, but it's still a decent effect on some weapons. Essentially what's happening with it is it's doubling the base damage of the weapon when the target is full health. So on a lot of weapons that don't do a lot of damage per hit, that's not very significant, but on something like a railway rifle that does do a lot of damage per hit, you get a little more for your money there. So that's not a bad effect to have on this weapon. When you combine that with the 2 VATS critical perks, that's even better. VATS critical shots doing more damage. If you're running a high luck commando build or rifle build, then you're going to get a lot of VATS criticals. So every second or third shot can be a critical with the right build. So that means you're doing a lot more damage on a lot of shots. That's not nothing. And then 25% less VATS AP cost just makes it easier to use the weapon in VATS and get more of those criticals. So those 2 perks synergize really well together. Instigating isn't completely worthless on this weapon, and it's a railway rifle, so it hits like a truck. Yeah, this is a pretty good roll. This might be one we see taken out for a test drive in the not too distant future, and could be a pretty viable option for a full health player too. So not a bad choice. Let's see what's next. Hit me with another good one here. Oh, that's not a good one. That's not good. All right, well, that's the price of admission. You get one good one, you got to get at least one bad one. So Stalker's Western Revolver with VATS hit chance and extra perception. So if you're going to be a revolver player, if you want to use revolvers, maybe you're doing a cowboy gun build, then the Western Revolver isn't bad. And VATS hit chance and perception are good perks to get because you're probably relying on VATS criticals to get a lot of things done. Unfortunately, the Stalker's effect is not very useful. If not in combat, you get an extra, basically double VATS accuracy at plus 50% AP cost. In my testing with Stalker's weapons, I can't see that the effect actually does anything. Could be wrong. Maybe it's doing something in the background, but I just don't see it. So can't say I'm in love with that effect. If you're running a cowboy gun build and you don't have a legendary revolver, then, well, maybe something like this would be an improvement for you. But for me, it's definitely just going back in the script. Let's move along. And up next, we've got an anti-armor submachine gun with exploding bullets and extra perception. So we've got another really solid roll here. The submachine gun is not super desirable in that it doesn't do as much damage as a fixer or a handmade does. So it's not as great for a commando build, but it is still fun to use. It's got a unique look depending on what roleplay build you might be going with. It might fit your character really well. So having effects like this can be pretty good. Anti-armor, you're going to ignore half your target's armor. If you combine that with tank killer, you're going to do even more. Explosive bullets, extra free damage. It's going to remind everyone of the spray and pray from Fallout 4. So a lot of fun there if you max out Demolition Expert. Extra perception will help you with some VATS accuracy. So is it the greatest weapon in the world? No, because it's a submachine gun. But these effects make it pretty good. So if you want to do a roleplay character, if you want to do something like that, then now you have a weapon that is at least halfway decent that you can do that with. So that's pretty cool. There's a place for weapons like this. And this one has some good effects on it. So not bad. Not bad at all. Let's see what's next. And we got a good one, so we have to get another bad one. A Vampire's Black Powder Pistol with VATS hit chance and faster movement speed while aiming. So, never been a fan of Vampires on slow-firing weapons. Just haven't been. And while we're on the subject of Vampires, I know there's lots of discussion right now about a potential nerf to Vampires that people are seeing on the PTS right now. I'm going to withhold judgment on that, at least for now, and not jump to conclusions. At least at the time where I'm recording this video, I haven't seen anything confirmed by Bethesda that they're making a change intentionally. To me, it looks inconsistent. It looks like it is not intended. But we don't know until there's official confirmation. So I'm not going to say for sure one way or the other. Either way, this is not a good weapon to have vampires on because it fires too slow. So your health regeneration effect is not very effective. 33% VATS hit chance is not a bad thing to have if you really want to use a black powder pistol. That gives you some extra range effectively because it makes it a lot easier to hit your targets in VATS, and it makes it a lot easier to hit weak points on those targets. Having faster movement speed while aiming, probably not all that useful here. With a weapon like this, VATS is pretty much the way to go. You don't really have a sight on it, so not really going to be one that you free aim all that much. But ultimately, it's a black powder weapon. They're just too slow. There are times when they can be fun, but they're just too slow to run around with all the time. And you'll see it because I actually just recorded footage of a bloodied black powder pistol, and I'm gonna do a weapon spotlight on it because I want to show it. I want to showcase it a little bit. And it's got its strengths, but it's got its weaknesses. And the fact that it takes like 17 years to reload a shot, it's a pretty big weakness. So yeah, sadly, this one doesn't pack the punch that something like that does. So no good at all, Mama Mumbles. Let's move on. And now we've got a quad assaultron head with VATS hit chance and 90% reduced weight. Okay, this is interesting. This has piqued my interest. At 90% reduced weight, it's light enough that I can carry it around easily. VATS hit chance is going to make it really easy to hit targets and hit weak points in VATS. Quad ammo capacity means I can pump 20 rounds of ammo in this thing, charge it up, and I should be able to dump an absolute truckload of damage into my target. So is this going to be an ideal weapon for most scenarios? No, but it could be kind of interesting. So interesting, in fact, that we're going to take a look at it right now. Don't worry, we'll get back to Mama Mumbles in a minute, but this one is so weird that I've got to check it out with everyone here because it could be really cool, but guess what? It's not. And I'm going to show you why. So first of all, to load this thing up, it takes this long. You've got to manually reload each fusion cell. Even if you're only shooting one at a time, you still have to manually load that shell. You can't just hit reload. Like it won't automatically reload after you shoot, which is terrible. But we're going to take a shot at the behemoth here. We're going to use VATS. I'm going to get nice and close. We're not going to miss. So we've got 20 shots in here. This should be charged up for incredible damage. We're going to hit him in the head. Let's get lined up here. Maybe we'll just go for the torso. I don't know. Can we get 95 on the head? Come on. You had it for a second there. Good enough. Look at that number. Now, I've heard it argued that that number is a bunch of numbers next to each other, but even still, look at that damage. That's all it did. That's all the damage it did on that thing. That is insanity. Pure insanity. And that was pretty brutal. Okay, so he snuck up on us and bonked us on the head with a fire hydrant. We're going to recharge this thing a little bit. Maybe it's doing so much damage that we can't keep track of it, that the game loses track of it. Maybe that's the problem. So we're going to load 5 shots in and we're going to try it again. We got to see how this works. So he's bonked me on the head with his fire hydrant club and he's already back in the pond. 2783 damage it says, but you can see nothing. Just nothing. One shot, 42 damage, yeah, nothing. And yeah, this weapon, sorry, it just doesn't work very well. Can we get another shot in with a few cells here and see what happens? Let's try one more time. We'll give him one more shot with it. Maybe it was just dumb luck, but I want to see if this weapon works or not. And then we'll get back to the Purveyor, I promise. I know that's what you came here for today, but we got to see this weapon in action. I can't do a whole weapon spotlight video on a weapon this bad. Okay, let's go ahead. Come on, let's get one more shot here. See what happens. A bajillion damage numbers. Nothing. So I'm sorry, Mama Mumbles, but I politely refuse the assaultron head. It is broken. Moving on, Junkie's gamma gun with bashing damage and 15% faster reload. So this kind of weapon here only weighs 3 pounds. If you're a Junkie's build, like a Junkie's heavy gunner or a Junkie's melee build or even a Junkie's commando, then a weapon like this that's just kind of unique and fun might be worth carrying around. Bashing damage is useless, we know that, but 15% faster reload doesn't hurt you on a weapon like this. This weapon doesn't reload super fast, so that's not bad, and it's got a really fast fire rate, so you burn through the 8 rounds of ammo that it holds really quickly. So if you wanted something kind of unique and fun as a sidearm for your Junkie's heavy gunner or commando build, then this one could be pretty good. It would pair well with the build you have. On its own, are you going to use this as your mainline weapon? No, you're not going to. But as a secondary choice just for fun and games every now and again, could be cool. Let's move along. And now we've got a Ghoul Slayer's 50 cal with faster fire rate and extra agility. Is it the best weapon in the world? No, but it sure is better than that quad assaultron head. So yeah, so Ghoul Slayers, situational effect, not one that's going to be amazing, but if you happen to farm a lot of ghouls, then somebody who grinds the white spring a lot, then this could be a cool weapon. If you're a heavy gunner and you're running the bear arms perk, if you've got that maxed out, then a weapon like this isn't going to weigh much for you. So having a situational weapon in a situational effect on a weapon like this isn't bad for players who do that. So you can have a little more variety and be okay. Faster fire rate is always good on a heavy gun. That's going to improve your DPS dramatically. So even though it doesn't have the greatest primary effect, it's got a really good secondary effect. So if you don't have a good legendary weapon and you're a heavy gunner, well, maybe this would be a pretty good choice. Agility for a little extra sprinting, a little extra AP for sprinting isn't bad. Most heavy gunners aren't going to be using VATS very often. So AP for VATS doesn't really do anything for you. But a little extra sprint power would never hurt anybody. Not bad. Not an amazing roll, but not bad. We've got a few left. Let's see what's next. So next up, we've got a 2-shot 44 pistol with limb damage and perception. Perception is never a bad thing to have on any weapon that would be used for a VATS build, and this would. Limb damage, I don't love on a weapon like this, but it's not that bad in the sense that you can't really sneak with this. So you're not going to get a lot of sneak attacks. You're not going to get a lot of 1- and 2-shot kills. So if you're taking on a mob, maybe using concentrated fire and taking out legs to slow them down could work to your advantage. That could be a good thing. The big effect here, of course, is 2-shot. What 2-shot does is basically gives you a 25% damage buff over the standard damage that this weapon would do. The problem with it is that it divides that in 2 projectiles. So this 110 you see, you don't double the 110. That is base damage plus 25% equals 110, divides by 2 projectiles for 55 each. The drawback there is The lower your damage on a projectile, the harder it is for that projectile to defeat your enemy's armor curve. So you're not really getting a big benefit out of two-shot. You are losing accuracy. You are losing armor penetration. So unless you're going up against really squishy targets, it's not going to be that beneficial. So I'm not in love with two-shot. If you are in love with two-shot, what you really want is a two-shot explosive, because that gives you another damage boost and it spreads it a little bit with the projectile spread. And if you want a two-shot explosive 44, just go complete the first Steel Dawn quest and you have one. Spend 10 minutes on that and you've got it. So this one, going back to the Scrip bin. And we've got 2 more left to go. We've got a Mutant Slayer's harpoon gun with 10% damage while aiming and 50 damage resistance while aiming. So here, I don't love the situational effect. Mutant Slayers, there is a use for Mutant Slayers in the fact that we've got daily ops with super mutants, you've got West Tech, you've got other places that people go to farm XP with super mutants. So if you're going to have a situational effect, Mutant Slayers is probably one of the better ones to get, but it's not as desirable as other things. 10% damage while aiming and 50 DR while aiming. Those two things synergize well together, and it's kind of interesting here because your harpoon gun is a heavy gun. It benefits from heavy gunner perks, but it's not an automatic weapon. In fact, you can put a scope on it, so it almost acts like a sniper rifle for heavy gunners. If you're running the Bear Arms perk and you've got your heavy gun weight reduced by 90%, then this is the kind of weapon you could carry with you and use on occasion in certain scenarios. And maybe this set of perks could synergize well for you. I don't love it for me, but I could see someone out there actually getting a kick out of a weapon like this. So is it a great weapon? Is it an amazing roll? No, but it's also not total garbage. Let's move along. We've got one more. All right, come on, give me something. Oh, ooh, okay. I said give me something, and you gave me something good. This is awesome. A bloodied Gauss rifle with VATS hit chance and a VATS critical meter filling 15% faster. I have been hoping for a bloodied Gauss rifle that I could do a weapon spotlight on for probably 3 months now, and the ideal bloodied Gauss rifle for me is one with VATS hit chance. And if we stack that with a critical meter filling faster on top of that, well, this is a pretty happy day for Fisty. So this is going to be an amazing weapon. It just is. And we're going to do a weapon spotlight on it. You'll see it either Tuesday, if not Sunday. I don't have a lore video for Sunday planned, so I might just drop it on Sunday. We'll see. But this weapon here, bloodied, of course, is king of the mountain when it comes to damage. Gauss rifles do incredible damage. You can look at it right there. It's 406 damage. I'm at low health, but this is my pistol build. So I'm betting we get this thing pushed up close to 600. So it's going to be pretty efficient. This thing's going to hit like a truck. VATS hit chance is going to help us hit enemy weak spots and essentially effectively give us extra range in VATS, which is going to be fantastic. And the critical meter filling 15% faster means more guaranteed shots, more VATS criticals. This thing's going to be a powerhouse. I can't wait to take this thing out for a run. Once we get it modded with a suppressor and a couple of other things on there, this thing is going to be cool. Well, I think we had a pretty good run today. I really do. Quad assaultron head aside, we had a pretty good run. I do thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and follow me on Twitter for regular updates. That's enough for today. We had a great run. Thank you all for watching. I hope I see you next time. Until then, I'm Fisty McRib.